I'll be completely honest with you. I had no idea that Sega slash Atlus slash Sega Atlus was ever going to revive the Shin Megami Tensei Devil Summoner Soul Hacker series. It was kind of a one and done. I mean, the original game came out back in 1996 on the Sega Saturn, or technically 1997 on the Sega Saturn, and then it came out to the PlayStation in 99, but this is all Japan exclusive. And then we got it ported over to the 3DS back in 2013, and it didn't do well then. It didn't really do well back then when it originally came out. So for them to like, hey guys, we're making a new SMT game, but we're just gonna drop the SMT title, drop the Devil Summoner, and it's just gonna be called Soul Hackers 2. I was like, okay, I'm all in. In this video, we're going to be talking about this game because I've had it for well over a month and I wanted to give you guys the best review possible, so it took a while to get this out to you. So buckle up, get something to drink, and let's talk about Soul Hackers 2. Alright, before we kick this video off, I want to give a huge shout out to Sega Atlus for providing the review copy of Soul Hackers. I've played it both on PC as well as on PlayStation 5, and I have thoroughly enjoyed my experience. This is something that I know I'm spoiling the review by saying the game is that fucking good. It's that damn good. I've really enjoyed my time with it. But yeah, this has been something I've enjoyed playing, and I've enjoyed the story, and I really enjoy how different it is in comparison to like SMT and like mainline SMT, like SMT 5, which recently came out, and a remake or re-release of SMT 3 Nocturne. And I've also enjoyed it being different from Persona 5 and Persona 5 Royal. So while you'll get the similarities from the two of them, you'll also get the game Soul Hackers 2 is its own unique flavor. So yeah, we're going to talk about why I like it, some of the upsides, some of the downs, and all that in between. Before we do all that, general reminder, if you enjoy the content I put out, make sure you like the video, sub to the channel if you haven't already, ding the notification bell, that way you stay up to date on all the content I put out, and make sure you follow me on social media. Links for everything's going to be down in the description down below. All that being said, let's go ahead and get into this review of Soul Hackers 2. The story of Soul Hackers 2 has an opening movie that plays when you first boot up the game, and has you seeing one of the protagonists, Arrow, fighting alongside his summoned demons against several humans and demons until he is ultimately shot in the head and killed. Once you get to the title screen and start the game, you're introduced to the character known as Ringo. Ringo is created by Ion, who is a digital sentient being that is an observer of humanity and sent out into the world to prevent the apocalypse, along with another recently created being known as Fig. Ringo and Fig are given human-like bodies as well as sentience and self-awareness, which develops into them having human-like personalities and thus free will. As the two go about the world, they are made aware of devil summoners from the organization known as the Phantom Society, an active organization from the first Soul Hackers game, and their war with their rival Devil Summoner organization, which is what Ion sees as the impending cause to the end of the world. Ringo is then tasked with recruiting several Devil Summoners and then going on to stop the leader of the Phantom Society known as Iron Mask, who is out to collect the covenants of which, if all are attained, can give the bearer of them the power to destroy the world. What I like about the main characters of Ringo and Fig is their natural development over the course of the game. Ringo is an incredibly likable and witty character who often breaks the fourth wall with her commentary on people and situations, while Fig acts like the big sister to Ringo and the Devil Summoners. Ringo and Fig start off the game finding humans and their interactions to be very confusing, let alone the limitations of themselves being in human-like bodies. And thus the subplot of the game explores their gradual grasp of humanity and become more humanized as the story continues. The Devil Summoners of the party are all varied and often contrast one another. Arrow, Saizo, and Milady all have interesting dynamics with one another and have some really well developed backstories that explore their motivations and reasons for why they do what they do and their outlooks on situations. When not out adventuring, the crew often hangs out at Arrow's loft and even a bar to chat amongst themselves about various things which help Ringo and Fig understand them better, with the added option of of allowing Ringo to explore their souls and witness fragmented parts of the Devil Summoner's past. So to give you an idea of what type of world we're in, we're thrown into a cyberpunk semi-futuristic version of Japan, where you'll be treated to some amazing bright neon lights that pop out of the screen. The game's visuals are absolutely stunning due to the futuristic techno neon colors that are everywhere and on characters, which makes this game stand out among other SMT titles. The character models are like what you would see in Persona 5, and even the character art style and cutscenes are very similar to it versus what we saw in SMT 5 and the previous Soul Hackers game. The OST of the game is catchy and atmospheric, while the voice acting for the main cast and enemies is matching for the look of the characters that they are portraying. Exploration of the city is one of the core aspects of the game, as it is how you will be able to not only progress the story, but also how you get side quests, access dungeons and shop, and more. You'll roam around the areas of the city map such as Karakucho, which is a nod to Kamurocho from the Yakuza series, and talk to various residents, visit Bar Hydron and get the latest scoops, shop at De La Mancha for accessories, and head to the Mansai realm, which is only accessible to Devil Summoners, and more. Oh, and there's also a fast travel feature you'll get once you've explored areas, and it's very easily accessible. As you interact with the various humans, you're often given an opportunity to increase each of the Devil Summoner's soul levels by way of soul points, which is effectively a showing of their bonds with Ringo. There will be situations where Ringo will need to mediate between the party and the player, and will be prompted to make a choice which will deepen Ringo's bond with one character or another. The soul level system of bonding is nice for what it is, but it ultimately is not that deep in comparison to something like the social links in Persona games. However, the game does push the player to interact with their party, as it gives the players what's called map skills, which are used in dungeons and allow you to open up certain pathways, as well as avoid certain low-level enemies and gain buffs to your running ability within dungeons. When it comes to the dungeons of Soul Hackers 2, there are several of which you will be traveling throughout. Upon entering a dungeon, Ringo will activate an ability known as the Demon Recon, which will send out the demons she has at her disposal, which will go about finding various items and demons in the dungeons. How the Demon Recon changes up the SMT formula is in how you no longer need to look for chests within dungeons and don't need to fight demons to initiate demon negotiation, as now when you find one of your demons that's doing the recon, they will either give you items or introduce you to other demons that will ask you for something such as health, magic points, etc. in order for them to join you, or even your demons might just heal you. Within dungeons, enemies are visible as you explore and appear as large walking masses of black abyss with glowing orbs on them. You can approach them to initiate a battle and or swing Ringo's sword, which will knock them down. Enemies that are knocked down and approached for battles will have you performing a preemptive strike, which damages all enemies. Aside from the normal enemies, you'll run into a stalker variant known as a risky type. That is effectively a stronger variation of the enemies that you'll run into within the dungeons, so they're going to be several levels above yours, and they're immune to knockdowns as well. And there's also rare types which drop rare items, but the trade-off is that you need to beat them within a certain amount of time, as after a few turns they will try to run away. The way battles play out in Soul Hackers 2 really changes up the formula of the turn-based system found in the SMT and Persona games and streamlines them substantially. Gone is a series standard press turn system when you hit an enemy with their weakness, so what happens instead is that when you hit them with their weakness, a number is added in the top right corner, which is called a stack, which can be stacked up to 4 times to deal a finishing attack at the end of the player's turn, which is known as a Sabbath, which deals way more damage based on the number of stacks that you have. Commander skills are also useful for turning the tides of battle, yet they have their own set of requirements to activate. Commander skills allow the players to swap out demons mid-battle, which allows you to switch up and change your strategies and tactics as the battle continues. Each character can be outfitted with a singular demon, of which will determine their stats, as well as if they get any additional buffs. Each demon has a starting level, as well as an elemental attack and special ability at which they can gain more as you level them up. Each character is equipped with a weapon known as a comp, a defensive item, and an accessory known as a Mystique, which have various stat buffs and bonuses. You can upgrade your comps as well as purchase new abilities for them as you progress in the game. Soul Hackers 2 is a great addition to the SMT lineup of games, and while it may not be as long or as ambitious as a mainline SMT or Persona title, and it may not have as complex of a battle system either, nonetheless, Soul Hackers 2 has its own unique identity and flavor, which separates it from the other games, all the while allowing it to stand right next to them on near equal footing. If you're looking to get into the SMT and Persona series, then Soul Hackers 2 is definitely a great starting point for newcomers and a welcome return for franchise veterans like myself. And honestly, this is a title you don't want to miss out on. And that's it. That's the review for Soul Hackers 2. Again, huge mahalo to Sega Atlus for providing a review copy of the game. But now I want to know what you guys think. Have you played Soul Hackers 2? Do you have it? Is it something you're looking to pick up? Are you enjoying it? Or do you prefer like SMT 5 and 3 and 4? Or do you prefer like the Persona franchise? Because I know like there's going to be carryover primarily from the Persona fandom who may have just started with Persona 4 or 3 or the large majority now with 5, but there's also going to be franchise veterans that are going to hop in because anytime SMT anything comes out, we just want to play it. Whatever your thoughts are, just go ahead and get the conversation going in the comment section down below. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you like it, sub to the channel if you haven't already, and ding the notification bell. That way you stay up to date on all the content that I put out on this channel. If you want to take it further and supporting the content that I put out, we do have channel memberships here on YouTube as well as Patreon, which gives you early and exclusive access to content, behind the scenes access, as well as input on content that is going to be coming out. And outside of that, we do have merch on Teespring and TeePublic, so you can get some cool swag and support your favorite local boy. And outside of that, I just want to thank you guys for watching this video, taking time out of your busy day. And yeah, stay safe, be blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace. If you found this episode to be incredibly enjoyable, informative, or if there's anything you gain from it, or any insight, or anything that's good that you really enjoyed, make sure whatever platform you're listening to it on, or if you're watching it, leave a comment if that's available on the platform, like it, share it around with someone you think would enjoy it, and give us some feedback, because your feedback is exactly what we need to keep this show going. And if you're wondering what are some ways that you could support the show, we got various ways. We've got Patreon, we have channel memberships over on YouTube, as well as Subscribestar, Coffee, and so much more. Links for everything will be in the description. Check that out. And with all that being said, I hope you have an aloha rest of your day.
Let them know that I'm next level. I'm a whole new kind of guy. Yeah. Yes, at the top spot, in case you forgot. We the ones that got the block hot, bullet got the shot.